Good morning, Mason Nation. It's Tuesday, November 19th. Welcome back to Mason Cable News. I'm Crystal Moore.
And I'm Britta Bausis. Well, hopefully our teleprompter won't die this week.
Hopefully it doesn't. It seems to be fully charged and working really well as of right now.
I think we've got it.
I think we've got it.
Let's do it.
So, for the first story of the day, in an email sent yesterday by the Office of President of George Mason University, President Angel Cabrera informed the Mason community that the Mason Inn Conference Center and Hotel located on the Fairfax campus will be converted into a residential dining and instructional facility. The Mason Inn, which opened its doors in 2010, provides first-class lodging, dining, and conference services for the university and broader community, as expressed by President Cabrera in his email to the public. Sadly, the quality services provided by the Mason Inn are insufficient to support the operating expense plus debt service. The university experiences an annual financial loss of over $2 million to operate the facility. Demand for residential halls is at an all-time high, with Mason population nearly doubling in the last decade. With the administration, faculty, and a board of advisors concluding that the current use of the Mason Inn was not financially suitable for George Mason, the hotel will be closing renovations in June. President Cabrera has promised to continue to inform the Mason community about the renovations as plans continue to develop. However, if you have specific questions, please feel free to contact the Office of Communication and Marketing at 703-993-8780.
All right, on November 7th, the George Mason Student Senate passed a resolution extending Virginia marriage benefits to same-sex couples employed by the university. Fourth Estate reports that while federal law recognizes married same-sex couples even in states where it isn't legal for them to wed, Virginia state law deems all homosexual relationships, quote, null and void. Some Mason students are determined to change that. Aaron Yohai, a faculty Senate liaison, initially proposed and submitted the resolution. Yohai modeled the resolution after a similar one passed by the Mason Faculty Senate in October. Yohai stresses that these resolutions are important steps in providing President Cabrera with adequate tools to advocate at his level. Throughout the development of the resolution, Yohai has worked with Kevin Jackson, the Undersecretary for State Government Affairs. The two will present the resolution to the Virginia State Legislature as part of the annual Mason Lobbies event coming up in January.
November 11th. George Mason showed their support for the veterans who have protected our nation with a Veterans Day luncheon. Retired Army Colonel Mark D. Troutman, who also serves as an associate director at George Mason Center for Infrastructure Protection and Homeland Security, was a speaker at the event and expressed to the audience how he had been blessed by our nation with the privilege of serving as a university that appreciates that service. The luncheon, which honored students, alumni, faculty, and staff who have served or are serving in the military, was held on the Fairfax campus in Mee's conference room with over 100 people in attendance. Troutman joined the CIP and HS after 28 years in the Army, including deployments in both Iraq and Afghanistan. For George Mason, Trout said in an article written by MCNews writer Preston Williams, the possibilities here are limitless, and our university will be enriched as it enriches the lives of those who have served. For further information about the luncheon and the events which took place on campus for Veterans Day, please contact the Center for Infrastructure Protection and Homeland Security at cip.gmu.edu.
A new report by David E. Versel and Dr. Stephen S. Fuller has been published breaking down George Mason's economic impact of Northern Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and its host jurisdictions. The report states that the economic impact of Mason during the fiscal year of 2012 was $1.14 billion. Furthermore, the presence of the university supported 11,618 full-time equivalent jobs in the region. President Angel Cabrera says the study, quote, confirms the belief that George Mason University creates a significant impact on the rest of the state. Mason's up-and-coming nature has contributed to its economic foothold and will likely continue to do so, according to the report. The university has invested over $725 million in both renovation and expansion and aims to continue providing state-of-the-art resources for students, faculty, and researchers in fields like the arts, sciences, campus resources, and housing. And now on to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with your event rundown.
Good morning, Mason Nation. I'm Tyler Resch, welcoming you to another segment of your Patriot Sports Recap. First, the Mason community would like to give a big congratulations to the Mason men's soccer team for winning the A10 tournament, claiming the title of A10 champions in what was their first year in the conference. Mason, who came into the tournament seeded second, faced off with St. Joe's in their first game last Thursday. After 90 minutes, no one had found the back of the net, sending the game into a sudden death penalty kick shootout. Mason, known for their dominance at the charity stripe, took control as they defeated the Hawks 4-2 in the shootout. Next up was the Rams of VCU, and what better way to spark some momentum going into a championship game than to defeat your rival school in a thrilling overtime game. Mason, with the help of Zach Hurstek, Ryan Harmouche, and Timmy Mulgrew, who had the game-winning header from Alex Herrera, advanced to their first A10 championship game against the Billikens of St. Louis. A classic 1-2 showdown took place on Sunday in Dayton, Ohio, and it was a storybook ending for your Patriots. With the always solid defense of freshman goalie Stephen Krause, Mason shut out St. Louis, while the tournament MVP Alex Herrera found the back of the net off of a PK in the 82nd minute to bring home the men's soccer title back to Fairfax. The guys will now take on William Mary on Thursday in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Congrats, guys, and good luck in the tourney. On to hoops, the men's basketball team took home another win in front of their home crowd as they defeated Northern Iowa to remain undefeated this season. Led by the offensive efforts of Sherrod Wright, who had a game-high 23 points, the Patriots were able to maintain a steady lead throughout the four quarters with only a few scares. Marko Grijanicic made sure there were only minor scares, however, as he delivered once again. The Serbian sophomore recorded a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds, which boosted the Patriots over the Panthers. Other notable performances include Patrick Holloway, who scored 11 points, and which was his first career start, and freshman Jalen Jenkins, who recorded an impressive 7 rebounds, along with 2 buckets himself. The men's team is now 3-0 and will take on St. Louis tonight in what will be a doubleheader center. The game kicks off at 7 p.m., but before that game, the women will try to continue their dominance. The Lady Patriots, who sport a 2-1 record after defeating Utah Valley last Thursday, will take on Townsend at 4:30 tonight at the Patriot Center. The Surging Ladies look to continue their success, and it starts with Jana Picard. Picard came into last Thursday's game with some ice in her veins, as not only did she score 21 points, but she recorded a Patriot Center record 21 rebounds as well. Her dub-dub, along with the 17 points of Taylor Brown and the 13 points of Kanya Jacobs, was enough to bring the ladies over 500 and gives them a huge motivational boost into tonight's game. Go out and support the men and women if you are on campus tonight. But for now, I'm Tyler Esch signing off for this week's recap. Tune in for Thursday's broadcast for the Patriot Preview. Back to Britta and Crystal.
Thank you, Tyler, for your sports report. Well, for today's tweets of the day, our first tweet comes from GMU Squirrels.
Our favorite.
Who said, I tried to play soccer once and I almost died because the ball was too large.
And I mean, it makes sense for a squirrel, right?
Yeah, since they're small, a ball is much larger than them. It
Yeah.
could easily just take them out in an instant.
Poor squirrels.
Poor
that
squirrels.
Must be terrifying.
I'm really glad I don't have that problem.
Same. Anyway, speaking of soccer, in case you missed it, this tweet says we will head to William and Mary, in the first round of the NCAA #College Cup on Thursday at 7 p.m. We want you there and we want you loud. So anybody who can should definitely head down to Williamsburg and support our soccer team.
Oh, check it out. I've never been there before, but it sounds like definitely a good reason to go down there. We've been dominating, so let's keep it up.
Yep.
Well, that concludes today's Tuesday segment of Mason Cable News. I'm Crystal Moore.
And I'm Britta Bausis. Stay classy, GMU.